Hello, welcome to another session. We are continuing on the topic squares and square root, and we are looking at the last part on this topic, which is now the square root using tables. So we need to understand one thing is that when we talk about the square root of numbers, we have two tables of square roots. The first table is for numbers that are between 1 and 10. So that number x is greater than or equal to 1, and the number is also either less than 10. That is the first table. We have the second table of square root where the number is greater than or equal to 10 and less than 100. So we have these two tables of the square root. So what determines which table to use is that if the number does not belong to the first range here and the second range, then we have to write it in such a way that that number is going to be to follow in either the first table or the second table. And what matters here, it is the power to which we raise the number. In any case, the number is out of this range here. What determine which table you're going to use here, it is the power you're going to raise that number. In this case, we don't write the number into the standard form, but you write it in such a way that the power is an even number, and of course it will follow either in the first table or the second table. Let's do some example. We have example 1 here, which is the square root of 600, square root of 6.142. We want to get the square root of 6.142. So first thing we need to understand is, or we need to ask ourselves is, where does this number fall? Is it the first table or the second table? And of course, it is in between 1 and 10. So we are going to use the first table to look at the square root of that number. So here, we look at the square root of 6.14 from the table. So square root of 6.14, then we add 2. So 6.14, going to get 2 point, everything in that column 2 point. So that is 2 point, then 4779. And then the addition column, we look at, we add 2, what corresponds to the 2, that is 4. We are going to add 4 there. So we are going to have that 4 we add to the far right side there, on far end. 9 plus 4, that is 13, plus 1, 8, 7, 4, 2 points. So the square root of 6.142 is going to be 2.4783. That is the direct one. Can have another case, another example here. Example B, square root of 0.0539. So we need to get the square root of that number, 0.0539. So this case, we are going to write it in such a way that the power is even. That is what determines what table we are going to use. So here, we move 1, 2. So we don't go beyond that because our power is even. So we get 5.39 times 10 power negative 2. It's a decimal number. We are looking at the square root. When it's like that, then we read from the table, that is direct the first table between 1 and 10, 5.39. So 5.39, we get that is going to be everything in that part there. along that line for 5.3, it is added 2, so it is 2 point, the value given there. So we get 2.3216, 3216. Then we also get the square root of 10 per minus 2. Now, when we are doing the square root, if you can recall, we were multiplying the power by 2. But now, when you're looking at the square root, we divide the power by 2. That's the reason why we need to have the power being an even number. So, times 10 per negative divided by 2, you get per negative 1. And then, of course, you can write that one in this form. You multiply by 10 per negative 1, you go backward one step, so you get 0.23216. That is square root of 0.0539. Look at part C. We have a square root of 48.72. So square root of 48.72. So first thing is to look at the number, then you see where it is going to follow either the first table or the second number. Now in our case it is between 10 and 100. So we are going to use the second table of numbers that are between 10 and 100, and so direct one, you're going to get 48.7. That is direct from the table. Then you add the column of 2. So 6.48.7, square root of that one is 6.7, 6.97 85. That is the square root of 48.7. Then we are going to add the value that is in the second column, the column of 2, and in our case here it is 14, and this 14 you add to the far end there on the right hand side, and then we add that. So we get 4 plus 5, 9, 8 plus 1, 9, 7, 9, 6 point. So that is the square root of 48.72. Second to last question. We are going to look at square root of 600,000 and 300. I'm going to look at the square root of that number. So the first thing here, this number is beyond 100. So we have to write it either is going to follow in the first table or the second table. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't go fifth because 5 is not divisible by 2. So we reach there. So you get 60.03 times 10 power positive 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is what you're looking at, the square root. Then we are going to read for square root of 6.0. Then you add the column of 3, the value that is there. So 60.0 from the table, it is 7.74. 7.7460. 7.7460. Then the column of 3, along that row, we are going to find that value corresponding to 19. We add that 19 to the far end there. I get 9747, 7 point, that number. Then we have 10 power 4. 10 power 4, that is the square. You look at the square root of this number. So we have said we divide the power by 2. So it's going to be 10 squared. So in other words, multiply by 10 squared, you get, go 2 steps forward, so 7.7, not sorry, get 774.79. So that is the square root of 600,300. So get 774.79. Lastly, we have this kind of a question. So to our last example, we are going to have the square root of 0.00199. So we write this number into a form where we are going to use use the first table or the second table of the square root, that is the table of numbers between 1 and 10 or 10 and 100. So here you have 1, 2, 3. We don't stop there because 3 is not even number. So we go to the fourth one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I get to have, this is 19.9 times 10 power negative 4. We said the power should be an even number there. So we are going to find the square root of that. Now, we are going to look for that table of numbers between 10 and 100. That's why we are going to find 19.9. So 19.9, I have 4.4609. So the square root of this one is 4.4609, and then 10 power negative 4. The square root of that number, we said, if you divide the power by 2, the number you're getting the square root of the number, the power there, we divide by 2. That's why we need to write the number into such a way that the power is even number, so that it can be divisible. So 10 power negative 4 divided by 2, you get negative 2 there. So of course, you can leave your answer like that, or you multiply by 10 by negative 2, you get 1 to 0.044609. So that's how you go about that, and let's mark the end of that session. Thank you.